I want to make a quick note of this. Gunny actually has been in Full Metal Jacket,
yes.
the movie. I mean, he's a great guy. It took us 2 years of asking, will you please, pretty please do something for us? And he did.
He sure did.
Here is a guy who has actually been so, I can't believe it, unbelievably generous, I think is the word, with his time, with his emotions, and with his talent. And he is a guy that I have admired for a long time on the showbiz scene. One of the hardest working people in showbiz.
Great actor.
And a great singer. I mean, he does a killer. Frank Sinatra, who was in fact his friend and mentor back in the early days.
By the way, he sang at my birthday. I'm not going to tell you. It had a 0 on the end. I'm not going to tell you which one.
Okay. Nobody gets
my 30th.
Yes,
my 30th.
There you go. We're, of course, talking about Robert Davi, who is so handsome and so great to be here on Troopathon. Robert, thank you so much.
Melanie and Rita, it's great being there with you.
Robert, you are such a huge supporter of the troops. I mean, time and time again, what got you so involved in the military, and what do you want to say to folks? Because you have been out there in hinterland, as we sort of describe it, where our troops are.
Well, first off, it started, you know, Rita, I was the Italian, I was the guest artist on the Italian version of The Voice last May. And I bring that up for a reason, because when I did it, I spoke some Italian, and I talked about my father's hometown, Torrette, in Sicily. And when my father's father came from Sicily to America, he enlisted in the U.S. infantry. And he was wounded, critically wounded, almost to death. And then they healed him, and then he went back on the field again in Europe, came back wounded twice, and then went back again. And I found out for the first time that my father was named after a brother because I went to the home city, they make me an honorary citizen, that my grandfather had a brother, Salvatore, who was killed in World War I. Now, my father was in the U.S. Navy, World War II. Every 4th of July, Veterans Day, Memorial Day, my dad raised the American flag and put on his Navy uniform. His ship was torpedoed. He had a Purple Heart. My grandfather had 2 Purple Hearts and an oak leaf buster. So while I didn't serve, the ultimate respect and sacrifice of the troops has been given to my family through their support and love and honor of our nation and those who serve it. Recently, I did a charity event for the Rosie Network on USS Midway. Now, I had uncles that were in the Battle of Midway in the Navy. So my family had while I didn't serve, my family had a huge contribution to the military. And look, the most important people in our country are those people who serve and defend our freedoms. It doesn't get any more higher in service than that. And, you know, the current climate in our country and how we are divisive, no matter what political party, you have to give homage to our troops and respect to the families and support these troops. And it's so important for these care packages when they receive them over there. So anyone that's listening, please be extra generous and understand how much it means for those boys and girls over there, men and women that get something from the States that say we care.
Robert, thank you so much for joining us again. This is, I think, the 8th Troopathon that you have done with us.
We got to ask him to tweet. We can't let him. Robert, you know we love you. You got to tweet it out, okay? You got to put it on your Twitter and all your Facebook, all right? And tell everybody else to do what they can.
Yes. If somebody tweets me, I'll retweet and go on. You know what I mean?
We love that. It's the cycle of social media. Robert, we love you and thank you for all you do for the troops. We love you, my friend.
Well,
thank you.
God bless you and what you guys do. God bless you.
Thank you for being here.